Hi friends, welcome to my channel, The Grape Jelly Library. I am so glad you could join me. I always look forward to your visit. Before we begin, make sure that you are subscribed, your notifications are turned on, and you give this video as well as my previous videos a good old thumbs up. Today's video finds us talking all about the novel The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Do you know it? Have you read it? Is it on your TBR? Well, let me tell you, friends, wow, what a book. If you do not own a copy of this book, then you need to mosey on down to your nearest bookstore and snatch yourself up a copy. This book is so fun. It takes us on a simplistic, colorful, vivid journey. It was written in the 1890s by Oscar Wilde, and it is probably his most notable work to date. So at the time, this book didn't do so well for its day. A lot of people were against it. It wasn't until many years later, when Oscar was no longer with us, that his book started to pick up a little speed, and people really started to enjoy it for what it was. It is a classic indeed, and it is a book that everyone should read at least once in their lifetime. Here's a little FYI. As I began to read the pages of this book, I said, let me do a little thing. I went and I grabbed my handy dandy Post-its and I began annotating my novel, because there were just so many pertinent things that were speaking to me, resonating with me. I'm not an annotator. I don't have time for that. However, when a book speaks to me, it leaves me no other choice. So I feel like this book was important enough for me to do that, for me to want to remember things or make notations of certain aspects of this book. So basically what we have is three main characters: Basil Hallward, Dorian Gray, and Lord Henry Wotton. Basil is kind of like a father figure. He's a good person. He's kind of easygoing. He's artistic. He's an artist, so he likes to paint. And he's an all-around pretty good guy. Then we have Dorian Gray. Dorian, in his youth, is pure and innocent and kind and genteel and just a wonderful person to know. Then we have Lord Henry, who is like a whirling dervish. He is just not always the best influence. He is out for a good time, and a good time he's going to have, no matter what expense. One day, Basil was painting a portrait of Dorian Gray, and Basil's friend, Lord Henry, walks in, and upon seeing Dorian Gray, is completely enchanted by his looks. So he strikes up a conversation with Dor, and they seem to hit it off right away. So Basil takes his friend Lord Henry to the side and says, listen, don't go corrupting Dor. He's a good boy with good intentions. Don't pass your wanton ways on to him. Well, in no time at all, Lord Henry inspired Dorian to go and live that reckless kind of life. Upon completion of the portrait, Lord Henry emphasizes, kind of highlights, why it is so important to go and live a crazy, fun, frivolous kind of life while you still have your youth. Nothing in the world is more important than youth, and youth is fleeting. So I think we're all a little guilty of reflecting on our youth, what we had versus what we are. So this is my very favorite page in the entire book. This is the part where Lord Henry is providing Dorian proof, if you will, why it would be justified to go out there and live that type of life. Because you have the most marvelous youth, and youth is the one thing worth having. I don't feel that, Lord Henry. No, you don't feel it now. Someday, when you are old and wrinkled and ugly, when thought has seared your forehead with its lines, and passion branded your lips with its hideous fires, you will feel it. You will feel it terribly. Now, wherever you go, you charm the world. Will it always be so? You have a wonderfully beautiful face, Mr. Gray. Don't frown. You have. And beauty is a form of genius, is higher, indeed, than genius, as it needs no explanation. It is of the great facts of the world, like sunlight or springtime, or the reflection in dark waters of that silver shell we call the moon. It cannot be questioned. It has its divine right of sovereignty. It makes princess of those who have it. You smile. Ah, when you have lost it, you won't smile. People say sometimes that beauty is only superficial. That may be so, but at least it's not so superficial as thought is. To me, beauty is the wonder of wonders. It is only shallow people who do not judge by appearances. The true mystery of the world is the visible, not the invisible. Yes, Mr. Gray, the gods have been good to you, but what the gods give, they quickly take away. You have only a few years in which to live really, perfectly, and fully. When your youth goes, your beauty will go with it, and then you will suddenly discover that there are no triumphs left for you, or have to content yourself with those mean triumphs that the memory of your past will make more bitter than defeats. Every month as it wanes brings you nearer to something dreadful. Time is jealous of you and wars against your lilies and your roses. You will become sallow and hollow-cheeked and dull-eyed. You will suffer horribly. Ah, realize your youth while you have it. Don't squander the gold of your days listening to the tedious, trying to improve the hopeless failure, or giving away your life to the ignorant, the common, and the vulgar. These are sickly aims, the false ideals of our age. Live the wonderful life that is in you. Let nothing be lost upon you. Be always searching for new sensations. Be afraid of nothing. A new hedonism. That is what our century wants. You might be its visible symbol. With your personality, there is nothing you could not do. The world belongs to you for a season. The moment I met you, I saw that you were quite unconscious of what you really are, of what you really might be. There was so much in you that charmed me that I felt I must tell you something about yourself. I thought how tragic it would be if you were wasted, for there is such little time that your youth will last. Such a little time. The common hill flowers wither, but they blossom again. The laburnum will be as yellow next June as it is now. In a month, there will be purple stars on the clematis, and year after year, the green night of its leaves will hold its purple stars. But we never get back our youth. The pulse of joy that beats in us at 20 becomes sluggish. Our limbs fail, our senses rot. We degenerate into hideous puppets, haunted by the memory of the passions of which we were too much afraid and the exquisite temptations that we had not the courage to yield to. Youth, youth. There is absolutely nothing in the world but youth. Now, if that doesn't convince you to go out there and live some kind of life, then nothing will. And how kind of Lord Henry to point that out to Dor. Dorian stares at this completed portrait and realizes what Lord Henry has just told him, and then kind of says out loud, "Oh, how I wish that the portrait would age and I would forever keep my youthfulness," which is exactly what happens. Each time Dor does something that's immoral or unjust, the portrait ages, but not a single wrinkle appears on Dorian's mortal being. All right, so that is all I am going to tell you about this book. Hopefully I am skilled enough in my persuasion to go get you to snag this book for yourself, as Lord Henry was in persuading Dor to go out there and live this wild and free kind of lifestyle. There's a Discord that a couple of other booktubers and myself are a part of, and we decided that we were going to make this book a group read. Some of us would, upon completion, give our review of it, and some of us would just read it and let it lie there. By the way, if I had to give this novel a star rating, I would give it a 5. Definitely 5 for me. So anyways, if you could give somebody a little boost in their numbers, then why not do that? So I would like to take this moment to introduce you to a couple of other booktube channels that participated in this group read. We have Bill from Bill's Books, Syd from Story Time with Syd, MJ from Reading This Life, Olly from Criminolly, Latasha from Latasha Haynes Reads, Maria from Read Fine Books, Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers, Kristen from Enter the Book, Michael from Michael Romeo Talks Books, and Shannon from Shannon's Bookish Musings, which, if you want a little backstory to Oscar Wilde, that is a great review to go and check out. So until we meet again, friends, I am off today. It is Tuesday. It is my day off, and I am going to do a little fruit and veggie shopping. I am going to grab my water. Look at this awesome tumbler my sister got me from Starbucks. She gave it to me, and I'm just like in awe of it. Who wouldn't want to drink their water when you have something like that? So until we meet again, know that I love you. I wish you health and wellness. Drink your water and keep reading those books. Bye-bye.